Hey everybody, John Foss. Very excited to be talking with Chris Wolcott. We're talking about the new show, The Program Prison Detox, which is available right now on Discovery Plus. Chris, tell us about the show.
I think the show is really great. I think it's the opportunity for the country to be able to see what people that suffer from addiction that go to jail are really dealing with. And I think it's the opportunity that for people to see what happens when you give people a second chance at life to reunite with their family and become productive citizens.
And the show is all about the program, obviously, based on the title. Tell us what the program is.
The program is where individuals come to jail for 90 days of incarceration, where they do a lot of substance abuse education classes and other educational programming. They also do a lot of work inside the jail that the general public doesn't get to see. After completing the 90 days of incarceration, they do 9 months of aftercare, which requires mandatory meetings, random drug tests, meeting with counselors, and continuing with life skills and getting jobs. And if they complete the 1 year process, then they get a deferred prison sentence.
So these individuals have the opportunity to get out of prison, I think you just said, within a year. Some of them, I think I saw in the press release, had up to like a 70-year sentence. Is that right? And what are the criteria? Can anybody qualify for this program, or is it certain people, or how does it work?
The prosecuting attorney, Erin Hunter, she basically is the gatekeeper. She looks at the individuals, and she's the one that decides whether or not they are offered the program. And some of them are looking at lengthy prison sentences, some of them 6 years, but it's not a free pass. If they mess up, they get their prison sentence. And the individuals who are looking at those lengthy prison sentences, even if they complete the 1 year program, they still end up with a suspended prison sentence hanging over their head. It just gives them the opportunity to change the direction of their life, and it gives them a second chance.
And this is something that you guys are doing in Arkansas, which is obviously a very unique program. Who came up with the program? Was it your idea? How did this come about?
It started here in our county jail, and it wasn't planned. The sheriff, he was trying to come up with a way to get religious services back into the jail. And it started by us letting our faith-based community back in. They started religious services, and then it led to substance abuse education. And we baby stepped our way into it. And 4 years later, we ended up with the program that we have now. But basically, we sat down with people who suffer from drug addiction, listen to what they need to change their life. And we were fluid enough to change the program to get them what they need, the things that they need to help them change their life, not what we think they need. Because I think that's what makes our program unique. We cut through a lot of red tape, and we give individuals things to help them change their life that really makes a difference.
It's been very successful, it sounds like over a 70% success rate. I'm sure the naysayers may obviously be concerned about somebody getting out and committing a crime, for example, murdering somebody or something like that. Have you guys had any issues with people getting out and committing crime?
As of right now, we haven't. Naysayers, they look for negativity. Okay, the law of averages says that eventually when you're talking about humans, somebody is going to screw up. We've put 200 people through our program in 4 years. We run a 70% success rate, but people would be really naive to sit here and say, eventually somebody won't do something stupid. But why ruin a good program because there's a possibility that one person may do something stupid? But I will agree. Law of averages says eventually somebody's going to do something dumb.
I watched the beginning, the first episode, and it sounds like originally what kind of caused the issue in your community was meth coming in. Where was this meth coming from, and have you guys had any success in cleaning that up through this program and just in general?
Early on, we've always had a drug problem. In the early 2000s, it was the meth labs, and then around 2005, it was the ice. So we've been fighting this drug war for years, okay? But we haven't been making any ground with the drug war. We're not gonna gain any ground fighting this drug war. We're gonna have to start looking more at trying to change the demand, and that's the approach that the sheriff has taken. That's the approach that I've taken. That let's start working on the demand. Let's start trying to change people's lives and try to get them off of the drugs. And we got to have balance. Let's fight this war on drugs, but let's start looking at ways to try to treat the drug addiction. Let's try to break the stigma that's associated with addiction to where we can start having an open conversation about it without people being ashamed that their loved one is addicted and asks for help.
When President Trump was president, he also made some changes along the prison reform. What did you think of those changes? Was that a step in the right direction? And where are things today? Do you feel like people are kind of copying what you're doing, or where do you want to see more of that? What do you think of those initial reforms by President Trump, and where do you hope things will go in the future?
I do believe that our program will work everywhere in the country, but even in big cities, because every big city is made up of small communities. Just because our community is small doesn't mean our program won't work everywhere. I do believe in second chances. I do believe that people can change their life if they want to, and they have the support group to make that happen. I do believe that every community has individuals in that community that's willing to help. And I do believe that we should look at individuals with human kindness, and every contact we have with someone, we should be trying to help them, not necessarily trying to call them pieces of garbage and just throw them away.
I totally agree, Chris, and I think you're doing a great job, and I hope the rest of the country can kind of take what you've started and just copy it throughout the country. So thanks so much for being with us, Chris Wolcott. Twin Cities, make sure you check out the program Prison Detox. The first 3 episodes are out right now on Discovery Plus. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.